Hey, how we doing, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. As always, man, I appreciate you being here. So as you can see, I know you all are going through the same thing. Mud and rain and fog and drizzle and snot. It's not going to stop me, though. I've been really trying to keep up with my goal of doing a little bit every day. And although even the gravel under my feet is squishing as I'm walking around, I'm going to head next door. It is way too wet here in my little wood yard to do anything without rutting up everything. So the plan is for me, I'm going to head next door and just kind of cut on some of those logs over there. I am going to take the four-wheeler to not cut ruts and just get a little something done. So normally, if y'all have been following along with me, I would use the little four-wheeler trailer. But even those little tires right there are going to create some ruts if I'm putting rounds in there and bringing them back. What I plan on doing is bringing them back to the new area that I've started, the pallets in between the IBC totes, and just kind of getting them right there and either stacking it on there or just throwing it on the ground. Then I'm going to take the splitter over there when it dries out and just split it and stack it right there. So I want to get a little something done today, but I do not want to cut ruts. That is not my land over there, and all I can tell you is if you get permission to go on someone else's land, take care of it. Treat it well, and you will get invited back. So that being said, I am going to pull something out of retirement here that we haven't had out in quite a while. It just hit me this morning. That is the IBC Tote Sled. You guys probably haven't seen much of this on my channel, but Evan and I built this about 3 years ago, brainstorming in the garage one day because we had some trees over at the other farm that were way down in the bottom and no way to get to them, but they were ash, and we wanted to save them before they fell down. So we made us an IBC tote. And if you guys are new to the channel, Evan, my son, had a channel called Whacking Axes, and although he doesn't put anything on the channel anymore, it is still active. I know there was a couple videos on this sled on his channel. I think one of them was called Testing the IBC Tote Sled, and one of them was I can't even remember what the other one was called. But anyway, there's a couple videos over on his channel. But if you go to the YouTube search and search IBC Tote Sled, Evan's video is probably going to be the first one that pops up. That's what it did when I searched it a while ago. But yep. So real quick, all I did was basically take a 2x4 there and a 2x4 on the inside and sandwich it. I put some, just like some carriage bolts through there, and I put those straps right behind it and drilled through the straps, the carriage bolts and everything. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Well, that's flimsy, but I'm going to tell you right now, 3 years later, we've hauled probably a dozen deer out of the woods with this sled. We've hauled out numerous loads of firewood. And the good thing about it is when you're in the woods in tight spots, it just kind of deflects and bounces right off the trees. So unlike the little trailer here behind me, where I have to really have a pretty, a decent path to get through, this sled right here just bounces off everything and it does not cut ruts. And actually, when you get it filled up with wood, it will bow out a little bit or whatever. But if the foiler makes any kind of prints in the mud, that smooths it right out. So it's kind of a dual purpose machine right there. So there you go. That is my solution to being able to work today. I'm getting next door. Got the saws loaded up. They're both gassed up, sharpened up, and oiled up. And basically I'm going to cut 2 tanks and just see what I can get done. So, yep, if you guys want to check out this sled in more depth, you can check out Evan's channel, Whacking Axes. And I know the one that says IBC Tote Sled, testing out the IBC Tote Sled. Evan actually put me in that sled in the end of the video and pulled me behind the four-wheeler. Another great use. If you've got kids, make you one of these right here, and it is a blast. I know Jacob over at Twin City Firewood just made one for his kids, and that kind of reminded me that we still had this over here behind the firewood rack. So I'm going to get this next door and get it filled up with some rounds. So I thought I'd bring you all along. So stick with me. I'll see you next door. All right, so what I think I'm gonna do here, as you can see, all the logs laying here behind me still. I think I'm gonna cut up a couple of these small hackberry sticks here. They'll be pretty easy to manage. Another good thing about that sled that I thought on the way over here, there's been a lot of times with big rounds, you could just kind of roll that sled up on its side, roll them in there, and just push it over and flip it right back over. So it's a pretty good little vehicle for this kind of stuff right here. And then over here, I noticed coming in, there's probably 2 or 3, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 inch mulberry trunks here that I didn't get cut up last time. So that's what we're doing. Let's go get you set up and get a little cutting done. Well, there you go, everybody. That's one tank through the 261. I'll just kind of show you what I got bucked up there. All those rounds. These rounds over here. And there was a little bit of brush moving and stuff in there that you guys didn't see. And then these two small mulberries that were laying out in here. I got that all bucked up, and there was even a piece of walnut in there. So you wouldn't believe it, but it's actually misting heavy rain out here now, and the camera's getting wet. The tripod is soaked, so I'm gonna go ahead and start hauling some of this and see what it's gonna do. And if I have time and weather permits, I'm gonna get the 400 out and lop up these two logs right here. So all right, everybody, as you could see, the IBC tote sled has proven to be worthy today. That is a pretty big load right there. And as I said before, you could see the sides are bowed out and stuff on it, but there's quite a few rounds in there, and that hackberry and mulberry is heavy. So that's little idea we came up with one day in the garage has enabled me numerous times to still get something done on days like today. And I'm probably going to have to wrap this up because it is misting rain and fog so bad that I can't keep the lens clean. But as you can see, my trail now, that's not ruts. That is just where I came through a little bit of that fresh mud and kind of smeared it. And when I went through that mud, just like I said before, I wish I'd have put a camera on it. It just smoothed out the four-wheeler tracks. So, works out. So, there you go. And as you can see, I've already got a pretty good stack of rounds back here. And what my plan is, I'm going to stack the rest of these on there. And I'm just going to, when I bring the splitter, I'll bring it over here right where the IBC tote is. I'll just split and toss it over behind it. And then when we're done splitting, we can just grab it and stack it right where the rounds were. So it's going to work out. I'm really going to like this new setup I got over here. It's going to be great, and it's going to drive very fast. So guys, I think I'm going to have to wrap it up here today. I appreciate y'all being here on this muddy, sloppy, rainy day. So I guess if you could take anything away from this video, don't let the mud get you down. Get you an IBC tote sled. And I know it's a little bit more work. I know what some of y'all are going to say, but if you truly love getting outside and cutting firewood like I do, and you've been cooped up for a week, I bet when I get this all stacked, there's going to be over a third of a cord there, and I got something done. So that's going to wrap it up for this one. Appreciate y'all being here. Until next time, even if it's muddy and sloppy, get outside. We'll see you.